tell you again. Stay off my list.
In the world of spy thrillers, trust is a liability, loyalty is a weapon, and the truth, that's the first thing to vanish. From rogue CIA analysts dodging drone strikes, to ordinary dads moonlighting as elite counter-terror operatives, and cold-blooded traitors sipping wine while toppling governments. This is where fiction feels a little too real, and Prime Video has become a sleeper cell for some of the most intense, underrated, and addictive spy thriller series on any platform. So grab your burner phone, erase your browsing history, and get ready, because today on Thriller Me This, I'm counting down the top 10 spy thriller series on Prime Video. And remember, trust no one, not even me. Let's begin.
Lying to your fellow spies. Treason. That's what I'm accusing you of.
What happens when your best friend turns out to be your country's greatest traitor? Based on a jaw-dropping true story, A Spy Among Friends plunges into the aftermath of the Cold War's biggest betrayal. Kim Philby, charming, elite, seemingly untouchable, is the senior British intelligence officer, and also a double agent working for the Soviets. Damian Lewis plays Nicholas Elliott, the real-life MI6 agent forced to confront the ultimate professional and personal betrayal. Set in the smoky, paranoia-soaked halls of post-World War II British espionage, this show doesn't rely on gunfights or car chases. Instead, it digs into the emotional and psychological devastation of being deceived by someone you trusted with your life and your secrets. If you're into Tinker Tailor Soldier spy-style drama with slow-burn tension, phenomenal acting, and a hauntingly tragic tone, don't let this one slip under your radar.
What do you want? You, as an agent.
Think James Bond, but if Bond was a high school student trying to pass algebra. Alex Rider brings the beloved YA spy novels to the screen with surprising grit and polish. The series starts when Alex, an ordinary teen with an extraordinary skill set, gets forcibly recruited by a subdivision of MI6. His first mission? Go undercover at a mysterious boarding school tied to international assassinations. And this isn't some cheesy, over-sanitized kids show. Alex Rider balances his youthful energy with smart storytelling, complex conspiracies, and real stakes. It respects its young audience by not talking down to them, and ends up being an addictive watch for adults too. With slick cinematography, grounded performances, and ever-expanding global stakes, this series earns its place as a legit spy thriller that just happens to star a teenager.
Shoot on sight. If anyone asks, that girl does not exist.
I'm not safe. People are trying to hurt me.
Part action thriller, part emotional coming-of-age journey, Hanna delivers a unique and surprisingly soulful take on the spy genre. We meet Hanna as a child raised deep in the forest by her father, an ex-intelligence operative who's been training her to survive. Why? Because Hanna isn't just any girl. She's the product of a covert CIA experiment designed to create the perfect soldier. Now hunted by the very people who made her, Hanna must outthink and outfight some of the world's most dangerous operatives, all while trying to understand what it even means to be human. It's Jason Bourne meets Stranger Things, with Esme Creed Miles giving a standout performance as the fierce and vulnerable lead. The action is brutal, the tone is relentless, and the emotional core, surprisingly powerful. This is one of the rare thrillers where the character development hits just as hard as the combat.
KGB tactic. They draw less attention as a couple.
Very romantic.
Remember the Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt movie? Forget it. This is something completely different and honestly kind of brilliant. The 2024 reboot stars Donald Glover and Maya Erskine as two strangers hired by a mysterious agency to pose as a married couple, who also happen to be elite assassins. Each episode dives deeper into the strange, romantic, and dangerous dynamics of their fake marriage for hire. This Mr. and Mrs. Smith isn't all about explosions and quips, it's a slow-burning psychological thriller about identity, intimacy, and survival under surveillance. There's dry humor, eerie silences, and brutal missions where things go south, fast. It's the kind of show that sneaks up on you. One minute you're laughing at a weird argument about IKEA shelves, the next you're watching a shootout in the Sicilian villa. It's stylish, unpredictable, and quietly one of the most original espionage series in years.
This is personal.
When your entire team is ambushed and your name is next on the hit list, you don't just go rogue, you go full tactical. The terminal list stars Chris Pratt as Navy SEAL James Reese, whose world implodes after a disastrous covert mission leaves his unit dead and a deadly conspiracy begins to unfold. Fueled by trauma, grief, and vengeance, Reese doesn't wait for permission, he wages war. This isn't your typical espionage thriller, it's grim, it's violent, and it's built around a protagonist who's less spy, more human weapon. There's corporate corruption, deep state secrets, and black op betrayals around every corner. Visually, it's slick and intense. Story-wise, it's a blend of John Wick and Zero Dark 30. If you're into no-nonsense, military-grade thrillers with personal edge, this one's locked and loaded. Come for the action, stay for the conspiracy that goes all the way to the top.
Mr. John Lakeman.
John
Lakeman.
Lakeman. John Lakeman. Mr. John Lakeman.
What about John Lakeman?
Now this next one, it's not your typical spy thriller, and that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. Patriot is about John Tavner, an intelligence officer who's just been handed the kind of assignment that could break anyone, stop Iran from going nuclear, but do it without official cover, backup, or even a good plan. So what's his cover? A mid-level job at a Milwaukee pipe manufacturing company. What follows is a razor-sharp, emotionally devastating, and darkly hilarious journey through espionage, depression, workplace drama, and political sabotage. Imagine The Office if everyone had a gun and a secret. Patriot balances its bleak existentialism with moments of surreal comedy, awkward humanity, and moments of brutal, sudden violence. It's the kind of show that dares to slow down, let you sit in the silence, and then punches you right in the gut. If you're looking for something bold, brilliant, and totally different from your average spy series, this is the one you didn't know you needed.
This is not a light matter that we are discussing, Mr. Shrikant.
Spies don't always wear tuxedos or carry exploding pens. Sometimes they're just overworked dads stuck in traffic. The Family Man is a gripping Indian thriller about a seemingly ordinary middle-class guy, husband, father, office drone, who also happens to be a covert operative for India's elite counter-terrorism unit. Balancing family life with national security threats is hard enough, but when your wife thinks you work in IT and your kids think you're boring, that's a whole different kind of danger. What makes The Family Man so compelling is its tone. One minute you're watching a hilarious domestic argument about forgetting groceries, the next, you're thrown into a tense shootout or pulse-pounding foot chase through the streets of Mumbai. It's personal, it's political, and it constantly asks, how much can one man sacrifice before he loses himself? With sharp writing, explosive action, and one of the most human spy leads in recent memory, this series absolutely deserves its spot in the top 5.
You saved my boy. Welcome to the family.
The Night Manager is the epitome of British espionage, adapted from the legendary John le Carré novel and starring two heavyweights, Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie. Hiddleston plays Jonathan Pine, a former soldier working as a night manager in a luxury hotel who's recruited by intelligence agents to infiltrate the inner circle of international arms dealer Richard Roper, played with icy charm by Laurie. This isn't just a game of spying, it's a psychological chess match. Roper is dangerous, charming, and always one step ahead. Pine? He's out of his depth. With lush cinematography, globe-hopping locations, and a hauntingly tense score, The Night Manager delivers espionage as high art. It's only 6 episodes, but every moment drips with tension and elegance.
You're my first one, actually. How am I doing?
He started at a desk, now he's dodging missiles in the Middle East. In Jack Ryan, John Krasinski transforms from quirky office guy to a whip-smart CIA analyst thrust into fieldwork after uncovering a massive terrorist plot. The appeal here is scale. This show feels big. Each season tackles a global crisis, bioterrorism, political coups, rogue military operations, and Ryan has to think and fight his way through them all. But what makes Jack Ryan work isn't just the explosions or shootouts, it's the way the show dives into geopolitics without losing its emotional stakes. Ryan is smart, idealistic, and still learning what it really means to operate in the murky world of intelligence. With a mix of brain, brawn, and believable stakes, this is Prime Video's flagship spy series, and for good reason. It's like a globetrotting Bourne meets Homeland with just enough realism to keep you up at night.
I'm Federal Agent Jack Bauer, and today is the longest day of my life.
No one redefined the spy thriller genre on TV quite like Jack Bauer. 24 wasn't just a show, it was an event. Every season took place in real time over 24 hours, and every episode ended in a way that made you slam the next episode button like your life depended on it. Kiefer Sutherland's iconic portrayal of Jack Bauer, a counterterrorism agent willing to break the rules, the law, and himself to save the day, set a new gold standard for action thrillers, and the series didn't shy away from tough questions. What's the cost of stopping evil, and how much humanity can one man lose before becoming what he fights? From terrorist plots and political assassinations to nerve gas attacks and cyber warfare, 24 gave us some of the most intense, high-stake moments in television history. Even decades later, no one's matched the pure adrenaline rush of this show. That's why it takes the top spot. And that's a wrap on my countdown of the top 10 spy thriller series on Prime Video. Whether you're into moody character dramas like A Spy Among Friends, international intrigue like The Night Manager, or relentless real-time action like 24, Prime Video has something for every flavor of spy junkie. What's your personal number one? Did I miss one of your favorites? Drop it in the comments and let me know which series had you checking your phone for bugs and double-checking who you trust. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a mission, because here on Thriller Me This, tension is my obsession. Until next time, stay out of the shadows.